axis of the Spanish accumulation pattern, which exerted a vital drag force on the rest of the productive branches. Such was this effect that, as can be seen in graph 1, by means of dot line, the total accumulation rate, which is much higher than excluding residential investment, EV exceeded the profit rate for 5 consecutive years. This data, unusual in the Spanish economy, cannot be understood without the most important characteristics of this growth model, that is the central position of housing in household assets, the interrelation of the two main sectors, tourism and construction. And as Lopez and Rodriguez point out, the great consonance that occurred between the increases in the price of the real estate access and construction activity. This combination gave rise to impressive data regarding residential construction since between 1995 and 2007. More than 406 homes were started on average annually, and the price per square meter grew by more than 210%. Graphic 1. In this sense, we understand housing, as Harvey explains, as an asset with the same socioeconomic implications that a financial asset can be have, and the construction of new geographies as a escape valve to the contradiction of capital accumulation. Therefore, we consider that residential investment experience oversight data due to the existence of an unprecedented real estate bubble in the Spanish economy, and that let's use to perform the sources analysis discarding residential investment in general. It can be seen that the profit rate has a downward trend, and the accumulation rate maintains a fairly constant evolution, except for the period of the aforementioned real estate bubble. discarding residential investment in general, it can be seen that the profit rate has a downward trend and the accumulation rate maintains a fairly constant evolution, except for the period of the aforementioned real estate bubble. Those years coincided with a slightly decrease in relative profit and a proportional increase in relative weights due to a large extent to the effect of the increased employment from 1995 to 22. The number of salaried workers grew by more than 33 since the average real wage experienced during those years a very poor increase of or 0.1 during 2 years, a very poor increase on average. Furthermore, this increase in employment was restricted for the most part to construction and service, which is perfectly in line with over specialization in low productivity sectors. The disconnection between profits and investment is only perceived from from 2020 until onward, when the profit rate begins to increase and the accumulation rate continues to fall. Thus, although the last few years analysis now thinks that this situation may become more pronounced in the coming years, we can affirm that for the Spanish economy, the cut in profits and investment is not evident in a conclusive manner. The perspective of large companies before knowing the data from the business perspective, it is necessary to go into more detail about is the limitation. The concept of largest companies used in this work is based on the two most common criteria for differentiating companies according to their size, that is turnover and number of employments. Using the Liberian balance to analysis system, we have selected the 208 Spanish company that in 2011 had the highest turnover province. They had more than 2,050 employments in order to know the economic relevance of this group of companies. We have related their profits and their capital shock to the Spanish economy, which allows us to show that is in 2010 the profits of these companies represented the equivalent of 22 of the net profits of the Spanish economy, and the aggregate fished as the stock of the 208 companies represented 15 of the total capital shock of the Spanish economy. Consequently, the centrality of large companies is amply justified both by the object of study and by their growing importance in the Spanish economy. On the other hand, since the financialization thesis study is based fundamentally on a trend analysis and also on the high volatility of the variables analyzed, especially we have used the 100 Prescott filter to break down the available time series into their cyclical component and their trend component. In this way, we can use only the trend component of both series, facilitating the comparison with national economists and in particular with the Spanish one. In chart 2, we can observe the trend in the profit rate and the accumulation rate of the aggregate made of the 208 select companies, as well the financialization rate until 23, and in a time interval characterized by a large growth in average profit and stagnation in average waves. We perceive that what that is stated by the theorist of financialization is reflected since the financialization rate increases rapidly from then on the slight recovery of the accumulation rate 0.3 percent points and the decline that the profit rate begins to experience cause the financialization rate to declining. Therefore, despite the fact that this rate registers a higher percent At the end of the period, we can affirm that chart 2 as a whole does not shows the opening of the researcher that several authors announced to some national economies. In relation to the dynamics of the Spanish economy, we would like to point out firstly that the profit rate of large companies, including financial profit, is constantly higher than the profitability of the total Spanish economy, which indicate that these large companies have a privileged position with respect to the total number of companies in the Spanish state. In any case, considering business profit as a variable of economic dynamics, the data are worrying for the near future since intense downward trends continue and no new innovation ever invested will continue to be affected. Secondly, it is interesting to highlight that during 2009 and 2010 years, in which the Spanish economy experienced the most negative rates in its recent history, investment by large Spanish companies increased substantially, which reflects that these large multinationals are not greatly affected by the situation of a specifically national economy. Lo que vemos en esta parte del artículo es como la economía ha estado tan variable que de llegar a un punto en el cual la productividad en las empresas ha bajado a niveles considerables, donde se tomó como una muestra española en el cual más de 208 compañías fueron evaluadas y se determinó en el que